panels, I don't think it's uncommon if we ever found like any publications of like the economic state that we're having in right now, like examples, the images of having fluctuations happening, inflations, and also the updates on the prices of the daily needs of groceries, or even gas tanks and vehicle fuels and etc. And this emphasizes on how we need to become updated to know what exactly that we have to be aware about, and especially since economic is the key aspect uh, which runs the whole state in, and which is one of the crucial ones that also determines like the sustainability, and also the sustainability, and also the better the goodness of life of the people within the country itself. And this is why we as the opposition will jump in into saying that the publications of economic state is actually important and quite urgent, and it is urgent for the society here. Now, before jumping into my arguments, I have few rebuttals for the government team itself. Now, first, most of their arguments will go towards on how it will create pressure towards the government, which I would assume they make the government become the vulnerable actor. And they say that it will create massive chaos where mostly uh, uh, the public these publications will provide negative information, especially like talking about inflations and how it would create a backlash towards the government. Now, which is why my answer to that is that which is why having these publications would actually help the government into improving their work. Not saying that every change is because of them, but having other resources in their analytics could actually help in gaining a better overview on the current economic state. And that is why we say this statement is not exclusive. And they also said something about it could make foreign investors take a lot of Indonesia's natural resources as a result of this chaos. Now, the government isn't that weak to start with. Now, despite the chaos happening, we still have laws and system that is established that will make sure that these kinds of business or transactions with foreign countries will won't happen without considering the agreements and the benefits that will come after. The governments aren't that slick. Um, they also said on how they will still allow the publications from the government, and they also state on how downfall is possible to happen, so there's no need to publicize this as it will worsen the government's value in the society's eye. Now we can see how the government team chose to stay the same without considering the impacts that is actually contradictory towards their own proposal. Now, having to generalize information spread without letting these people to become aware of the other consequences and what is it that they need to face in the future within the phenomenon will actually make it worse. And to end that, they have not provided any worst case, no forms of check and balances and etc. And that is why we say their overall argument aren't not exclusive. And I would like to emphasize more on the characterization of the publication, which we know it contains a lot of like the economical graphic, like what does the expenses rate look like, are there any gainings or any less rating towards each aspects. And to emphasize their use, it will I have few points here. Now, first, it will give an overview of the current economic state. Now, coming from to point of views. Now, first, for the business people, fluctuation is possible to happen at some times, and we cannot deny that fact. But it is up to every viewer to rethink and rebuild the strategies, not only towards the current information, that for a longer extent of time as well. And analyzing these patterns will give them the options to either change a few or the whole system that they have implemented before, which they will think will become the best for their business, and they will be ready to face other phenomena of the economical state that may happen. And for the consumers. Now having the update towards the change of expenses rate in daily house needs like groceries, vehicle fuels, etc., will have an impact towards both sides. Now on the positive side, people can save up more and become more strategic in their spendings, which also helps in the sustainability of resources. Now note down that the reason prices can be high is also because of having a few percent of workers' wages increase. So it is a total link back phenomenon. Like you may get bigger paychecks, but so does your spendings on your daily needs and the other way around. And for the second point, which is having several sources of these publications will help the government instead. Now, governments may have their own authorities in handling their own publications, but having the view from other experts will also help. We need to remember that as much as the greater scope the government can take to do research, they will take the general view only, not so detailed. So some negative aspects could be hidden if they think it is less urgent, so that they won't cause a riot or panic between the society. Now, meanwhile, for other economic aspects, they would view from other states or contexts on of the market trend happening, which could broaden the actual economic state that is actually currently happening, which in result they actually become transparent within the view. Even if it will be a variety of information coming in, people can still have the ability to recognize the fluctuation that will happen anytime, so does the changes. And with that, these people could become more prepared, and with that, check and balances is actually more visible on our side compared to their side. And so even if having this publication will provide backlash from the people, like saying that the government is not professional, the government is not responsible for their job, but it is actually okay, because we from our view, this shows on how the government will try to improve more on their research. And on another note, it could give a further outlook to them to become more aware of the overall state that is happening, like not only from a general view, but from the overall view, especially from the economical expert as well. And with that, this is why we say that having the publication is actually more effective to helping the economical state. And I'm proud to oppose. Thank you.